Hi guys, congratulations. You've almost made it to Thanksgiving break. For science today, you just need to make sure that you complete the attendance question, so you're marked present, and update your fall PBL structures anchor chart for science class. Okay, so this video is gonna walk you through that real quick. So first things first, again, answer the attendance question. So what are you most looking forward to um, for Thanksgiving break? Sorry. So answer that. Then when you go down to current assignments, you'll see the Friday, November 20th assignment. And that's what you'll open up, which provides you the directions and tips to complete today's assignment. So the whole purpose of today's assignment is that you can make connections between what we learned in the force and motion unit in science class with the fall PBL on structures. So again, remembering that in every class you're talking about structures, whether they're physical or social structures. And so now we really want to make connections to other classes and to our fall PBL driving question. So in order to do this, you are going to need to open up the fall PBL anchor chart. And according to the directions, you're going to complete slide 2. And slide 2 is the science slide. All right. So I'll show you where that's at. So to find the fall PBL anchor chart, you're going to go under STEM PBL resources. This is where we'll house all of the projects or things we're doing as a team. Okay, so you need to open up the fall PBL structures anchor chart. And it should look like this. And then again, we're going to work on slide 2. So slide 2 is the only slide you need to complete. And once you're done with slide 2, you are good to go for science class. And so when you go down to slide 2, on the left side, it asks, what did I learn? And link your work. And so on the assignment, you'll see that I've provided you some ideas and information to add to that left side. Okay. And so the first thing that I want you to add is I want you to briefly summarize what you learned in the force and motion unit. So you can talk about, we learned about Amazon Prime Air and kind of what their hopes are for the future. We learned about balanced and unbalanced forces. We learned how to calculate net forces on objects. We learned about Newton's laws and how we can apply each of those laws to Amazon Prime Air's drone delivery service, right? And then we also talked a lot about potential and kinetic energy. Okay, so briefly summarize those ideas in a small paragraph right there. You could also list what you've learned. Ultimately, you're going to be using this to guide a discussion with your parents about what you learned. So you want to write something that's going to help you know what to say and tell your parents. Then the last thing you need to do on this left side is link your work, right? So when you're talking about, Amazon Prime Air, or you're talking about, how much you learned in this unit, and you want to show them your pre-assessment score versus your post-assessment score, you'll want to have your work readily available. So the first thing I want you to make sure you link is your Force and Motion digital notebook, okay? So you'll go open up your digital notebook in Google Classroom, right under digital notebooks. You'll open it up, you'll grab the link, and then to link it, you might write like Force and Motion digital notebook, and then you'll highlight what you want to link. And then you'll use, it kind of looks like a paper clip a little bit, but the insert link icon, you can also press Control K, and then you'll just paste the link in there. So your notebook's easily linkable. I also want you to link your final project, right? Your Prime Air egg drop project. So again, you'll go to Google Classroom, you'll open up your Prime Air final project, you'll grab that link, and you'll link it onto the What Did You Learn? And then if there's any other work you're proud of or you'd want to show your family, definitely feel free to also add that. Okay, so that's the What Did I Learn column. Again, you're briefly summarizing what you learned and linking some important pieces of work from science class. Then the right side is how does it connect to our driving question? So in order to answer that, you need to refer back to the driving question, which is up at the top. And this driving question, again, is the question that all 4 of your STEM classes connected to and thought about as you were learning in each of their classes. So that question is, how can we innovate our way out of flawed structures? And so when you're answering this question and making connections to that driving question in science, I first want you to think about, what structure did we create? What was the purpose of that structure? Again, thinking of our egg drop structure. Then thinking about your egg drop structure and maybe other egg drop structures, but what were some of the flaws in those structures? What are some of the weaknesses when we just think of Amazon packages in general? And then, how can we innovate, or how did you innovate those structures or packages so that, an item inside would not be destroyed, or, the package could be dropped from a drone and there wouldn't be any damage to the item. So again, thinking about the structure we built for class, what are some of the flaws or weaknesses of those structures? And then what did you do, or what could you do to innovate those structures so that they can successfully protect packages? Okay, so once you've completed slide 2 of your anchor chart, you're good to go for science. Please don't turn in this anchor chart because you're going to need it for your other classes when you update the other pages, okay? And so then you'll go back to this. You'll just make sure you did anything. Again, it says don't turn in the anchor chart yet. You'll work on it in other classes. However, please turn this assignment in to show you have completed what you needed to do today, okay? So you'll want to make sure you just press turn in on this. That tells me that you have completed your anchor chart. And then last but not least, if you have some extra time, which I'm sure you will, I'm going to encourage you to check Infinite Campus and make sure you have everything turned in, right? Specifically the egg drop data form, your final project, you'll want to make sure that got turned in, and then anything else, because once we get onto Thanksgiving break, I will not be accepting any more Force in Motion unit assignments because we will have begun a new unit, okay? All right, guys, make it a good day, and I hope that you guys all have a fun and relaxing Thanksgiving break. Bye, guys.